to the light, what is the best way to ruin someone's credibility? What is the best way to shut them up? If you can't take them out, which they already tried that, if they can't, put you in a mental hospital, they already tried that, and I have proof of all that, what would the next best thing to do? Ruin their credibility, put them under investigation, get them locked up. And I already know there's been false calls and reports about me. So, that would be the next best thing. Ruin their, first of all, completely smear them with all their friends or anybody that did support them, which very few and far in between in the first place, but then smear them in the government, make them look corrupt or whatever they did. That's the best way if you think about it. So I'm imagining that's probably, based on everything I found, what happened. The thing is, though, that's illegal. False reports, wasting the police's time, wasting the city's time, the counties, the government, depending on how far you fucking took it. I'm sure you took it pretty far, too. And again, this isn't just one person. This is a big group effort. And you know what it all ultimately comes down to, guys? Money. You know how fucking pathetic that is? Greed and money. Now, before I even knew all this stuff was going on, I knew how my family was. They are money fucking hungry. And it was pathetic, in my opinion. My sister, very much so. Very money hungry. Fucking exes, my last ex, I remember the fights we'd have. Why do you care so much about, I'd be, just living my life on, a couple bucks left in my pocket, and I'd be happy, and, this one's, crying and throwing a fucking fit because, it has no money. And I'm like, yeah, it's I get it, you need money to live and stuff, but it wasn't we were on the street, in the position I'm in now. You know what I mean? It was comfortable. It was fine. And it was always, about money. Money this, money that, money this. Oh my god, money. That, again, constant fights about that. Why can't you just live your life and be happy? Why do you care so much about money? And I've warned them over and over, stop being greedy, stop fucking, money's not everything. And it's not just my ex or my sister, it's also especially my dad's side of the family. I always wondered where their money came from. You just kind of how do they have that much money? If you ever question things like that, you might want to look into it more. But they always had to compete with each other. One got a car, the other got the same fucking type of car. One got a hot tub, the other had to get, it's the stupidest fucking shit, guys. There was always a competition. It was always about money, greed, who had the most, who had this. It's dumb. It's devil energy. And I guess, a lot of that's why people are oh, money is the root of all evil. No, greed is the root of all evil. You can take money, and you can love money, but you don't let it rule your life or your decisions. And you can also love money for the simple fact of, now I can help others with it too. So it's your intent behind the money, not the money itself. So again, for all those people out there, if you hear people say, oh, you gotta stop, you gotta live life solely without no money, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to tell you, no, you can't do that, first of all. Yes, is money something the government basically fucking made up to keep us stuck and this and that? Technically, yes. And I do believe we need to start trying to work more for trade and making our own vegetables, fruits, farming, not supporting these fucking Walmarts and these fucking grocery stores that feed us poison. Yes, we can get into all that, and those things do need to change. But ultimately, that's not going to happen in a snap of a finger, and we do need to utilize the money system that we have right now to get us there. So, for example, even with money, is they basically want you to think that, first of all, I've said this even since I was a kid, and this makes no fucking sense to me. Someone can please explain it to me to make it make sense. We can print as much money as we fucking want. I don't want to hear, oh, blah, inflation and blah, blah, blah. No, that's just a bunch of fucking gibberish made up to confuse the fuck out of people that just go, oh, okay, yeah. No, it's fucking paper, bro. We literally can just make as much as we want of it. Like, this whole we're in debt and blah, 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 blah. No, guys, that's all fucking bullshit. And really what it is it's to scare you into thinking if I give this money away, or if I do, help somebody with this or do that or this, I'm not going to have any money, or I need to keep doing these bad things to make as much money as I possibly can, so that way I can live properly and not lose. It's basically the fear of losing money, when in reality, guys, it's abundance is abundance, and it's always out there. It could always come to you, and if you live the right way and trust in God, it will find you, but stealing off of others, copying off of others, like these fucking people on social media too now that are making these videos where they're just sitting there watching somebody else's content and saying nothing, doing nothing, just watching it and getting views off of it. I'm sorry, that's pathetic. That's just stealing, in my opinion. And why that's allowed to happen on these platforms, I think it's particularly TikTok, that people are allowed to live. Like, it was one thing when they were allowed to comment on it, and like you're allowed to post someone else's video and as educational and to comment on it and stuff. But now people are literally just posting other people's videos and just showing a picture of, or a video of them going like that and calling it like art and content and this, and it's fucking disgusting. So I really think people need to start, like, first of all, being more fucking creative, not stealing off of others, not copying others, but a lot of these people and these energies just can't create on their own, and it's unfortunate, but you need to learn. So again, I think a lot of this obviously comes down to greed. Very fucking greedy people. Again, they always have been, and I always question, like, why are you people always so greedy? Why is all you care about is money? But, again, it all comes down to their greed demons. Just kidding, kinda. But it all comes down to, really, a fear of losing money. And that's a lot of people now. And that's the kind of system, the matrix system that they put you in. So, just food for thought on that one. But, yeah. So, I just, realized there's just, like, a whole lot of shit. And then, of course, like, obviously, like, there was certain people that had new cars and, like, had way more money than, I was like, where are you getting this money from? And now I'm starting to realize where all their money were coming from. So I think a lot of them were stealing. I know I have things that were left to me through passed over loved ones, and I think people that I was not even expecting, that aren't even family. But again, I don't think it's just one person. I think it's a couple different ways that there was money left to me at different points of time in my life, and every time it's been stolen. And I have found proof of a lot of that, and I know it's being looked into, so I just gotta go with the flow. But again, like, kind of makes sense now where all that money came from, or who was paying who to do what, you know what I mean? So not only that, but like I've mentioned in my other one, both jobs, I would get weird things where, like, my paychecks wouldn't add up. My taxes didn't make any sense for those couple of years. I think someone was claiming me. But again, they have people in these institutions everywhere, and they are very good at covering it up sometimes. Sometimes it's very hard to find the evidence on it. I really think there may have been either, like, a false power of attorney put over me, a false marriage, because they will do that, these traffickers and everything, they will do that to the victims. I'm not the only one this happens to. But that's how they get away with it. Guys, there's, like, some people go through, like, court hearings that they never even knew were about them, which I think is illegal as fuck. Like, I think if there's, like, a court hearing, like, you should be made aware of it. Now, again, my mail was tampered with, as we all know, and it was rerouted, so it could have been about that. It could have been about my money. Obviously, it was something important. So I've had mail rerouted. Again, it's insanity what these people have done. But through all those actions, I was able to put together why they were doing it. And again, follow the money, guys. It always comes down to the money. They weren't just taking me out because they hated me. They do hate me, but they wanted my money mainly, is what it was. Why else would they be coming at me so hard? You know? Think about it. Why else? There's no other explanation for it besides she had a lot of money, we stole it, we don't want her to know about it. So, and then of course too, like I said, guys, I don't even think I mentioned this before, and I tried calling the insurance company about it, so I'm sure they're looking into it too. My mom had an insurance policy out on me for a long time, and I didn't even know about it. You know, since I was 18, since I was a baby, but when you turn 18, like, you're supposed to be made aware of it, and you're supposed to be able, like, you're not supposed to have an insurance policy on somebody without their knowledge once they're past 18. And she had one on me, and I actually had her cancel it to get, I think I only got like $1,000 out of it, which was pretty fucking pathetic. But you can like collect on your insurance. There's a whole thing on it. But at the time I needed to pay my bills, so I asked her, well, can we like shut this up? Like, first of all, you shouldn't have it anyways. But also that's when I started realizing, like, oh, insurance policies. So, and that's what they'll do, guys. A lot of these people will take insurance policies out on you. And then they'll take you out. So I'm wondering if that's a lot of too, like, even just in my town in general, the people that have passed away under really weird circumstances, my family that have passed away under really weird circumstances. So, you know, just putting all that together now. So, and then when I went to make my account, my insurance account through that insurance, mind you, the guy, because I went with my mother to do this, right? And he had me sign something. I know for a fact I signed something. I called, they told me nothing was signed. There's no paperwork here that shows you signed anything. Now, mind you, this guy has worked with my family for years and years and years, this accountant. And he's worked with my grandparents on my dad's side for years. Put two and two together. So again, they're always involved with my grandparents. They're always involved with my family. You know what I mean? So when I went to log in to the account to make my own account, my dad's info was on there for some whatever fucking reason. So again, you know, that all ties together. So insurance policies, inheritances, whole bunch of shit that they try to steal. They manipulate my taxes. There was a couple of years where I barely got a single thing back, and it made no sense. There was this year when I did my taxes, I looked at Wegmans. I'm like, that don't look right. Like, it feels like they didn't even take anything out. Like, it was just a whole bunch of weird shit, guys. And again, Wegmans purposely moved me to produce, secluded me by myself, and then took away my differential pay, which helped a lot. So it was anything and everything that they could do to purposely, you know, manipulate my money to keep me stuck. Because God forbid, if I had abundance, if I was able to get out there, you know, that wouldn't be good on them. So, you know, I'm just starting to realize, like, how much was really fucking done. And how much bullshit's been lied to about. And trust me, I'm pretty positive the worst of the worst things have been said about me. I could only fucking imagine. But the good thing about, and again, like, too, these people will have children lie. They'll have their, like, I know they manipulate kids. Like, they've utilized kids in these groups to make shit up. They manipulate other family members. Like, they'll go, you have no idea, guys. You have no idea how far they go. But the good thing is the truth always comes out. And if you're gonna make up a bunch of shit, you better have some facts to back that up. You better have some receipts to back that up. And I don't mean the doctored and bullshit ones that you made up, because those can be easily looked at as well. They don't. That's the thing. They don't. And I think they're starting to realize that. So the more they tried to basically dig themselves out of the hole, or the more they try to cover up the hole, the digger the hole they dug for themselves. So, all over money, guys. All over greed. That's why we always choose love over greed. We always choose love. Because now these people are going to realize that they are going to regret it for the rest of their lives, because half of them are in their 60s, 70s, and they're going to be in jail. And if some of them, obviously not all of them, but a lot of them are going to be in jail. And if not in jail, they're going to probably be dealing with a shit ton of fucking karma, embarrassment to begin with, public humiliation like they put me through, karma. I can only imagine what they're probably going to go through. And then lawsuits from me. Definitely lawsuits from me. And again, I'm not settling. Anybody who's coming up with a little plan, let's get her to not testify and we'll give her this money because she's desperate. No. I will sit right in this fucking car for as long as I have to sit in this fucking car and trust that God is providing for me. I don't need your dirty money. I will be telling the truth. I will be having my day to speak up against the bullshit so you can never hurt anybody ever again. So, no. Absolutely not. Anybody that has that bright idea, that ain't gonna work. So, I'll just make that very perfectly clear. Now, if you want to give me my money back, that's perfectly fine. I'll throw my Cash App or my Venmo right up there. You can send me that right now. But I am not signing anything. I am not testifying or anything like that. Absolutely not. That's not happening. So, but yeah, if you want to send my money back, go for it. If you want to get good with the Lord, have fun. But again, that would only be if you're actually doing it for the better good of, of your heart. But that's not the case, is it? No. Because if it was, well, you already would have did it. So, but I just thought I would throw all that out there, just do another live, give another update, kind of just explain, everything that I've kind of been figuring out, discovering, how fucking crazy this is. But, God's been giving me sign after sign after sign that things are going good. Things are coming to a close. Things are getting better. And I do trust that. I do believe that. It don't look like it right now, but that's kind of the whole point. You have to have faith in things you can't see. And that was the lesson. That's the point. Faith in God isn't about, Him telling you how everything's going to go right away, or you seeing everything happening. No, faith is literally blind faith. Like, you have to believe that God is working overtime to get all this shit through people, because God works through people, guys. How do you think God works? So God's working through good people right now to get everything wrapped up. Right now, what they want, what people want, the bad scumbags, they want me to feel alone. They want me to feel defeated. They want me to feel like I have no other options. They want me to feel that nothing, and they may think that's the truth for me, but it's not. I'm here to tell you it's not, and I don't believe that for a second. I know I have people that love me. I know that there are good people watching out for me, and I do know that justice will be served, and that the truth always does come out. So, I will continue to pray and have faith for that. And to everybody who has helped me behind the scenes, and for everybody who is working like overtime to figure this shit out, and for all the people that I'm sorry had to deal with the false bullshit and try to go through tons and tons of shit that made no sense, I apologize, because I get I know how you feel. These people have literally, I don't even know how these people keep up with the amount of false identities that they have. Especially my mother, dude. The amount of fucking fake names that I have found, and I think they do it on purpose to throw you off. I think that's the point. But God, I don't even know how they fucking keep up with it. But so I give you props for having to deal with that too. But for all of you out there that have stood up for me and have looked into things properly, I appreciate you, and I pray for you every day, and I thank you. But, you know, I just thought I'd get on here and share some of that with you. So I'll keep you updated. Maybe I'll go on later tonight. I don't know. But tomorrow I'll definitely make sure